Hey, I got him. I'll keep him rolling. I went to a restaurant in space. The food was great, but there was no atmosphere.
You'll be on the drums over here.
It's good to know that it's 7 miles an hour because I was using this trick.
The old finger.
And it felt like 6.5. So
Use
good to know.
sun protection until 3 p.m., y'all. Till 3 p.m. Use sun protection.
3 p.m.
We're inside, though.
It's
Do you
for
think that'll save us?
moderate. I put on my UV protection.
All right. That's
Just
perfect.
in case. It's pretty bright in here. So.
That's perfect. Cool. All right.
So what you're saying is we might as well be walking on the sun.
Might as well be walking on the sun.
Visibility 20 miles. It's perfectly clear outside currently. Just wanted to tell you.
Did you say visibility was 20 miles?
Yeah, it says 20 miles.
It's a good thing I got my prescription changed. Normally I can't see 20 miles.
And the air quality is 35 AQI.
My buddy lives 17 and a half miles away. I'm going to see what he's doing right now.
You go out on the roof, you're like,
I can see you, Bob.
got
Billy!
him.
I
got
can
him.
see you.
Billy!
And the air quality.
Can you not
is
see me? I must be 21 miles away from him.
good. Okay.
He's only 17 away from you, but you're 21 from him. I'm in some sort
So you
of
got to think of the dip.
I'm in some
up
sort
high.
of a weird, like, space-time continuum or something. This is really strange.
Can I change the clock on this? Because this is pretty wild.
Don't forget to update your wrist on this arm.
Oh,
Because
okay.
you have to,
Okay.
whenever you check the wrong arm.
I got it.
I
got
drew a
it.
new
I
battery
got
on
it.
mine.
I got
Oh,
her
time to
now.
replace it.
Ooh, what's
It's
some
AAA.
stack.
Damn it.
I've recently found out that I'm 5'7", and this is a breaking point for me because I thought I was 5'8" for a really long time.
I think I have an explanation for you. Your brain has become so intense that it's actually squished out to the side, and your head's gone down a little bit. That's why your sunglasses don't fit regular anymore, because your ears are a little wider than they used to be.
They're just like, I can't believe I'm 5'4". I just can't believe it. You know how many people I've told that I'm 5'8"? I'm a liar.
I don't think 1 inch. They're going to be like, I can't believe
Hey, Jenny, it's Alex.
Listen,
Yeah, I'm sorry.
all those years.
I posted on my story.
Turns-
Hey guys,
turns out-
Anybody out there that I told was 5'8"?
I'm actually 5'7".
I'm 5'. I'm sorry. I've disserviced you
I'm 5'8",
And I'm ashamed. for myself and my family.
Just, I feel better
You're
now.
not going to see me ever again.
I need.
If you're looking 5'8" height, you won't ever see me again because I'm only 5'7".
You won't be
But
able
if you
to find me.
if
because
you
I'm
lower your
5'7".
gaze, just stare. There I am. It's weird. I've actually been there the
I
entire
think you have a
time.
sparkling water problem.
What? Yeah, I like
What
to
is
stay
that? Like your
hydrated.
third or something? God.
It's my second, okay?
Oh my god! And
I
you're
like
gonna-
sparkling water.
The
For
day is
whatever-
early.
I'm trying to get sponsored by sparkling water.
By Good and Gather.
Good and Gather. I'll sponsor Good and Gather.
Hey, Good and Gather.
Spinach Fit.
Sponsor me.
That was good.
This
That was
one,
pretty good, actually.
Give it a little kiss.
I like
Blackberry Mandarin. Come at me.
Come on.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, hopefully I get it,
Yeah,
right?
that'd be.
And then you can sponsor Buc-ee's.
Oh! Okay. Buc-ee's. Sponsor me.
Mine is cooler though.
Yours is cooler.
It's
But
like a tie-dyed Buc-ee's koozie.
the
I
O-
don't have it on me right
I
now.
feel like more people have the OG, though.
Yeah,
I
well, they're
probably
lame.
Don't need
Oh,
to be
and we've got
sponsored by
the
them.
zip up ones.
What's yours? Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Matt disappears for a year. We're like, what happened to Matt? Oh, we got a new sponsor.
My microphone is sad.
Go ahead.
It's okay, honey. It's okay.
Oh, Buff City.
Oh.
Only
Push it
2 days
All
left.
right.
all the way up.
You're gonna be fine.
6 for $33. Don't miss out.
Let me
6 for
fix
33.
that.
Ooh.
Check.
Whoa.
Whoa.
That is.
You might say, I am MacGyver.
You're Caleb Ivor.
Groover!
You're Caleb Ivor. I didn't know that MacGruber was directed by the Lonely Island guy.
Yeah, you didn't know that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that would
It
make
fits.
sense.
Yeah, totally makes sense.
Oh, was it 1? Yeah, it's 1. Okay. Sponsor me, Goodfellow. And Good and Gather. Thank you. This is Goodfellow.
That is Goodfellow?
Yeah.
Oh, it looks like Original Youth.
Isn't it?
He's a jolly good fellow.
Okay.
He's a jolly good fellow.
Or is this original? It might be original.
You're doing
yes. Either way, Goodfellow needs a sponsor.
You know what? I think that might be Goodfellow.
It looks like it. It feels like it, actually.
We'll figure it out later. We'll take a look at the back.
Am I too far away? Okay. There we go.
I
Doesn't
think you're.
look like
I
it.
think you're close enough. You feel close.
Feel so close to you right now.
You know,
Hi.
you bear a striking resemblance to the lead singer of Jefferson Airplane.
I've been told
what is
that
his name?
before.
Mickey
Yeah.
Durbin or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially when he was singing, I fooled around and fell in love.
I haven't heard that in a while.
That's a great song. Elvin Bishop.
Yeah, that used to play in Target years ago.
Have you noticed that when the store closes, the really awesome music
Yeah.
plays?
Yeah.
Yeah. We get like clubby music almost. Like it's like
The Doors, Beck,
yeah.
Outcast.
Back came on when I was closing the first year
Yeah.
here at like 10:30ish. It would come on. I was like,
Yeah.
where
And
is this?
It wasn't like, I think they played Loser, which is like great. They played
played that during
Outcast,
the-
Whole Wide World. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, not one of your popular ones.
I heard
I was
Loser
hoping
during
they'd
the
play
day.
Spodiote Dopalicious, but that's just me.
You heard Loser during the day? I never
Yeah.
hear that one.
Yeah, I heard it during. I was like, yeah, because we were already open, and
Yeah, The Doors, David Bowie, like
I
some
heard-
really good stuff.
I heard some David Bowie.
And
Yeah,
it comes
yeah,
on
yeah.
at like 10:01, and we're
Mm.
like, really?
Let's hop in.
hi.
Hi.
Let's talk about vacations,
Excellent.
which we all need in our life
Oh my
right
gosh.
now.
Heck yeah.
Sons and Fears.
So, honestly, let's talk about some future vacations that we want to take.
Okay.
2025 vacations. Let's hit it.
You got
Okay.
some in mind?
I need.
We
I need
do.
a sip of water
Okay.
first.
Oh, what do you guys got?
So, okay. It's kind of, it's a little all over right now. But we've been talking about hitting up
Colorado.
pretty much West Coast.
Okay.
Like, drive through Colorado, maybe head up into like Northern Cali, hit up Seattle, hit up Washington, and just hike.
Would you go as far as Oregon?
Oh, that's where we're gonna end. That's where we
Okay.
want to end.
Okay.
Is Oregon?
This would be like a
Um,
solid
Astoria.
Yes.
2-week vacation.
Yes.
The Goonies Film Museum is in Astoria.
Mm.
In what was the jail at the beginning of the movie?
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
it's in the basement of the jail.
Ooh.
So, okay, that's what we want to do.
Yeah.
We don't know if we're gonna do that in like springtime
Okay.
or
I
like
think
early
springtime.
summer.
That's an amazing trip.
Yeah.
If you go through Cali, go to Bodie. It's a ghost town
Mm.
that is like you drive like probably 4 or 5 miles down this gravel road that appears that you're going into the middle of nowhere, and then boom, there's this ghost town where everything looks as if the people just got up and walked out. It's so like it's
Okay.
super cool.
Okay.
And then
like
you can
that.
take that and go from there to Yosemite National Park to see all the
Yes.
sequoias and everything.
Mm.
Yeah. We did that at the call.
I know. I don't know if I want. I don't know if I want to fly somewhere and then rent a car,
Okay.
or just rent a car here and hit the road. I don't know yet.
If you rent a car from here, that gives you the opportunity to drive through New Mexico and Arizona.
True.
On the way.
Which
And we've done that, and
We've
that
done
was
that.
awesome.
it was. We didn't drive through Arizona, but we drove through New Mexico into.
Did you go New Mexico, Nevada?
We drove like
Oh.
no. We drove into Arizona, but we weren't like.
Stopping.
Yeah, we
Okay.
weren't stopping.
Because our destination was Sedona.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So we went straight to Sedona.
Okay.
Like we didn't really sightsee or anything
Yeah.
like that,
Like I want to
which I would like to do.
The Great Airplane Graveyard is right outside of Tucson.
What is that?
That is, did you ever see Camp By Me Love with Patrick Dempsey?
Long time ago.
Okay. It's a place where the United States military just parked all these planes that they are no longer using. So there
Out
are
of commission.
rows and rows of B-52s and airplane, like jets, and just like as far as the eye can see. And you can actually drive through it and get up next to these.
I'm surprised nobody has taken any.
I don't know that they, like, I don't know that they still have all of their engines and stuff. I think it's the...
Oh no, I just mean like I'd build like a treehouse out of one.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Like I'd do something fun with
Yeah.
it. I wouldn't fly. I know that's not a thing.
My dad taught at the University of Arizona for a year, and my parents lived in Tucson, and they said they went there, and it was just...
I bet
Amazing.
that's sweet.
Now, granted, that was
30.
55 years ago.
Whoa.
55. Woo!
But I'm sure it's still pretty cool.
No, I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
I would like to check. We need to just make a list of like top wants of what we want to see.
If you
Yeah.
map out your route,
Mm-hmm.
and then once you figure out your route, just search for all the stuff that's like close to, and you know,
Oh,
you have to
yeah.
tip off
Yeah.
or whatever. But God, there's a lot to see. Yeah, if you guys give yourselves like a month,
Of prep.
probably.
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking a month to perform the vacation.
Well, I want to do like
Let's
2
go.
weeks because I know that we're not going to hit everything that we
1 month
want.
out.
If you
away.
do 2 weeks, you'd probably want to rent the car, fly there and rent the car.
That's why I was
There's going to be a
Yeah.
lot of stuff that you want to see.
Yeah.
And if you have to do like 2 days, well, 3 days of driving, if you do it right,
That'd be a
that'd
pain
cut
in the
into
butt.
your 2 weeks, right?
That's why I kind of want to fly to Oregon, rent a car,
And then drive down.
come back home.
There you go.
I think that
Oh.
would be best.
San Francisco.
I
You
know.
fly into Frisco and then drive from Frisco up.
That's true. That's true. Okay.
Take the Pacific Coast Highway,
Hmm.
which is on many bucket lists. Take you up through San Diego, and
Yeah, because
there's a lot of good stuff to see in Cali.
I've only been to Arizona, Utah, Colorado. I haven't
Okay.
been anywhere near the West Coast.
Washington, amazing.
Yeah.
Oregon, amazing.
Oregon is going to be my
Oregon's
favorite.
so neat because no matter where you pull off along the coast, it looks like in Goonies where they're looking at the rocks
Yeah,
and stuff.
yeah.
It looks like that. Like, yeah. Like, I'm in the movie. It's great.
Hmm.
And for somebody who loves that movie,
I'm
it's...
I'm excited. But what about you? You need a
I do. I think I
good
do.
vacation.
I think I do.
Yes.
That's a good question. So I think I'm thinking about doing something. Initially, I was thinking about doing something drive-wise, but I would really love to go to Europe, and in particular, I'd like to go to like Scotland and Ireland.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I could go there. The way my parents did it was they flew into like Edinburgh and rented a car and then just drove and saw the castles and everything like that. And then into Ireland, then you know, like drop the car in Dublin or whatever and then fly out. And that would be...
My dad did that, I think, like 7 years ago now. He went with his new wife, and I was like, I want to, like, low-key, I was like, I want to go see Ireland. But I know that was, for them, that was their trip.
Yeah.
I think it'd be a neat trip, though. And I have to visit Moffat, Scotland. That's where our family is from way back in the day.
Yeah.
So, it'd be neat. Initially, when I had the idea about doing so, you know, I had all these grand plans for visiting taverns and bars everywhere I went.
Yeah.
And I think I could still do that, but just like with the water. And then what I would do is I would, from a conversational perspective, be like, I'm trying to learn how to do my accent properly. I'm an American, but I would love to learn all the subtle. Would you be interested in teaching me?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and just open up the conversation that way and be like, because I bet they'd be super cool.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
And plus, like, in a pub, you don't need to be drinking. There's music,
No,
there's people around.
There's so much entertainment.
Like,
Yeah.
you know, Gaelic music and that kind of like, you know,
Heck yeah.
with the violins and everything. Oh, man.
I
Shoot.
love that stuff.
It's a vibe.
Maybe I could meet me a nice little lassie.
Like, yeah.
Yes, relocate.
How are you doing?
How do you feel about the long
You want to come back to my tavern? I'll give you
I'm
something
sorry.
better than
What-
Guinness.
What are we talking about? Are we at an actual tavern? Oh, well. I'd love to visit. Sign me up.
Would that be a 2025 vacation? Or?
I think so.
Yeah?
I think.
Yeah.
As you and I talked about, there's some figuring out that needs to take place
course.
as far as like life goes. But yeah, I think that'd be a neat thing.
That'd be a good spot to hit.
I would love to visit Washington D.C. again,
I've never been there.
because
I
Washington
have.
D.C. is incredible.
I went when I was
just
10
from a
years old.
historical perspective, right? But like the Smithsonian.
Yeah.
Okay.
Those are
I
so
literally
cool.
spent an entire day in the Air and Space Museum. I told
Oh,
my parents,
that's
like,
me.
come back and get me at the end of the day. And I just, you know, every exhibit and everything like that, and the art and the natural history.
It's amazing.
And then, like, you know, the theater where Lincoln was shot. And then, like, we went on a tour in the FBI building. I mean, there's incredible stuff. The Vietnam War Memorial, you know, Lincoln's bust that's in front of that. I mean, it's really an incredible, and their public transportation system is top notch.
Yeah.
So you can get around without needing a car, really. But I'd like to revisit that. I've never been to New York, and I'm not sure if I want to go.
I have.
I'm not going
What'd
to
you
New
think?
York.
We went once for my birthday, and that was really cool. Like we did the whole thing of like we saw Mary Poppins.
Oh, nice. Okay.
It was it was a very
It was a
artistic
spoonful of
version.
sugar?
It was a
Very-
way too artistic version of Mary Poppins.
Yeah.
Broadway, but it was really cool. Did like restaurants, walked around and stuff. That was a nice time. Christmas time was overwhelming.
Yeah, I feel like
Beyond. My mom almost lost me in the crowd, and she was horrified. She was
Yeah.
absolutely horrified.
It seems like there's a lot going on at all times.
Yeah.
And I, you know,
I know that's not really my energy either.
Yeah.
I'm not a big like.
It's just constantly crowded.
Yeah.
It's like, it's beautiful. I also went another time with my cousins during the summertime. Summertime. And Central Park was absolutely beautiful. Like, it wasn't as crowded, and our hotel was super cool. Like, I remember and you have like the little kind of like those windows that are like
Stained
1,
glass?
2, 3. Yeah. But it like curves almost.
okay.
sort of. I don't know how to describe it, but it was really cool. And like I was like looking down, like just
Oh,
mesmerized.
this is your hotel room.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I was like so
Bay
mesmerized,
windows,
just
maybe?
like
I
looking
guess,
down
yeah.
at everybody and like just watching, like people watching.
Yeah, I think, and not to cut you off, I feel like
I feel cut off right now.
I feel like crowds, as far as crowds go, at least what I've realized about myself is, now that I'm experienced them, I'm good with them. Like, growing up in Japan, crowds was just, that's what I was used to, so I didn't even know that that wasn't really a thing elsewhere, and so then you get here and it's kind of like
There's
okay,
space.
you know, and then we've gone back and visited, and I've enjoyed it, and it hasn't been overwhelming. It's like everybody's so polite and that kind of stuff. But it's funny to me because I was always like, the idea of like living out away from everything is so not appealing, and that has changed drastically. And now I'm like, the idea of living away from stuff and just the solitude and the peace that comes with that
That's yeah.
is so appealing in a manner in which it never was before.
Well, that's why we want to.
I think I might be getting older and more mature.
Well, yeah. Well, we want to buy land.
He says, well, let's not go too far.
Well, you know what I mean. Like, it's fun to be around, the hustle and bustle that they say of cities.
Yeah.
But we want to buy land somewhere, still rent,
Yeah.
but then like invest in land.
Absolutely.
That we can, when we're retired and we're over it, we can just be like, let's build a house there.
And I think the way my parents set up is they're far enough outside of Fredericksburg that you do feel like you're getting away. But in order to get supplies and everything, you don't have to go like 30 miles. You only have to go like 10. So I think that's the
not bad,
ideal
yeah.
kind of, right? Like, I'm far enough away that I'm separated. You got to keep them separated.
Like I don't want to be in the bum book nowhere.
If you need to get stuff, it doesn't require like, okay, Tuesday's our day. It's going to take 3 hours to get into town, and then we got to load up the car with everything, and then we got to come back and all that kind of stuff. So I don't.
Yeah.
The only thing I don't like about being out away from like
Stuff.
corporations.
Yeah.
Corporations have a lot to offer, especially in Texas. There's a lot
Absolutely.
of very nice corporations. So the only thing that I'm going to miss, like my dad, for example, he drives 20 miles to Walmart,
Yeah.
and then he's got an H-E-B.
Yeah.
So like those are kind of like the two only spots. We have H-Mart right next to Target.
Yeah.
I would miss that
I
if
like
we were...
Yeah.
This I like.
Yeah,
this
this kind of like happy medium of like, yeah, there's
yeah.
traffic.
We're close to downtown,
But
but,
it's
we're
not
not in
downtown.
downtown.
Yeah.
Yeah. That
We're still,
right. We're outside, but we're not
yeah.
out in like the boonies like, yeah, I remember city folk.
Yeah. And I think there are probably plenty of opportunities to find that happy sort of medium, to your point. But I think y'all will likely find as you progress along, which is what I'm realizing about myself, people in general are less important to me, and I'm more and more entranced by the idea of not having to deal with that all the time,
Yeah.
for lack of a better way to put it.
I think
Yeah.
if anything, we'll probably end up in like Tennessee area
There
with
you go.
land. With land,
There you go.
that's it.
There you go.
Solid spot.
Texas, I'm not a huge fan of the land.
No.
It's so bland. Bland
It
is the
is.
only word that comes
It
to
is.
mind. It's so gray, and then summer it's decent, and then it's so
Steez.
hot that you're like, well, I'm gonna stay inside today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's why like a trip like y'all are talking about is so appealing, because you get out and you're driving and you're just in the middle of nothing, and it's like, right? This is so non-stressful.
It's
because
just-
it's just
Us,
us and the road. you
the
know?
road, and maybe a couple trails.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
I would love to visit Australia.
I know. New Zealand and
Yeah,
Australia.
Like I think that would be wonderful. Not so I can like go into the outback, you know, and have an adventure or whatever. But I think like Brisbane and Sydney and places like that seem
It's-
appealing. And from everything I've heard, the Aussies are very friendly and down to earth.
Get yourself a
You
Margot
know,
Robbie. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Pick
well,
yourself up.
yeah. But apparently it's stunning. You know, you've seen the pictures and you're just like, it's green
Yeah.
and beautiful and like foliage and stuff like that. But gosh, the idea of 16 hours on a plane is not appealing.
Yeah.
12 to go to Japan is pushing it.
Just take yourself some melatonin and knock out. Put some Benadryl.
Get some Benadryl in you.
Probably. Except that if you're in like economy,
Yeah.
you're like,
Yep.
You wake up, your
Yeah.
neck is just forever like this.
So if I was gonna do a trip like that, I would just save up such that I could do like business class or something like that, and just make it like okay.
It's a good
because
investment.
yeah,
Fancy.
you don't want to. The lesson learned from going to Japan is it takes you a full day to recuperate from the plane ride. So if you have 7 days scheduled, it's really only 6.
Right.
Because it's so exhausting to be on the plane, you know, and then jet lag and all that kind of stuff. So it's like lesson learned, like give yourself like 8 days and be like, first day I'm doing nothing and I'm just like scavenging around and not
Yeah.
trying to hit everything. But if you like, okay, we land at 7, everybody get a good night's sleep, tomorrow we're going, and
Yeah.
then you're like halfway through the next day and you're like, I'm dying. You know?
Whoa.
Yeah, like oh
I
my
know.
gosh, life is real. But yeah, so we visited England, Italy, France, Amsterdam, rented a VW camper in Amsterdam and drove through Westphalia, which is West
Ooh.
Germany. Oh my gosh, right? Like beautiful beyond beauty. Just rolling hills and greenery and like Castle Neuschwanstein, all that kind of stuff. And everybody was super cool. So that would be a neat trip to do again as well. Although it'd be worth looking into. I'm not sure how the borders work, like with, like if they're,
Oh.
you know, if they're starting to be a little more
Gotcha.
like,
It seems to be the case that
yeah, they're kind of closing,
there's
you know.
some closing off on a lot of different places.
And what's a shame is apparently places like Slovakia and stuff are beautiful beyond anything, but you can't really take the chance on traveling there right now with all the unrest and everything, which is kind of a shame too.
Yeah.
Find yourself a Svetlana.
Yeah. Find yourself a Svetlana.
Svetlana, yeah. We actually just hired somebody
I don't
named
speak much English, but
Svetlana.
you and I could make sweet music together.
You want You'll be my Russian wife.
Okay, so we
Yes.
got vacationed. What's a good road trip y'all have taken? Let's say within 30 to 45 miles.
I'm gonna need to take a pause and go potty break.
Okay.
So sorry.
You're good.
I saw it coming. I didn't plan accordingly. Sorry, guys.
It's all right.
Please stand by.
I think editing allows us to.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You're literally just move position. That's all. You'll be like, boop, I'm over here now.
You see
Space
like a
time
little-
continuum. I think she's in the Matrix. I don't know that you can do it here in Texas, but I like the idea of doing like a fall drive somewhere with the trees, like the leaves all being that.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
That
Connecticut's
fall color.
like the
Is
perfect
Connecticut, okay.
place for like any of the New England states.
Okay.
Perfect drive.
Even Midwest.
Yeah.
Like even Midwest to all the way to the east.
Heck yeah.
There's so many opportunities to just see orange, yellow, red
Yeah.
leaves
Yeah.
Yeah.
all the way through.
We had this one tree, it was perfectly orange and it was like just by itself almost like at the end like this corner of the road in front of this house and it was just beautiful. Like it was always completely orange.
Oh wow.
We used to like save the leaves from it because it was just beautiful.
I never
Like I've
stayed
heard
there.
Maine
Yeah.
has that. Well, that's what you're talking about. So Connecticut,
Yeah.
Maine, Massachusetts.
Someone
Yeah.
told me we should go to
The
Maine.
only time, the only time I would go to New York is if I was spending a week in Maine and I wanted to do like a little road trip in
There
the,
you go.
in the
Into the
middle of
city,
it,
yeah,
just
yeah,
to
yeah.
break it up.
I'll give you that.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
good, yeah.
So you're not
Yeah.
really staying there. You're just
Mhm.
visiting there.
What
Yeah,
you should
yeah.
do,
Yeah.
what we should do, in like Maine.
You
Hit
need to
up-
get your mic in front of your face.
Oh, sorry.
Like all we're gonna hear is like, you should do.
You should. Sorry, I was trying to get comfy over here.
Do you want a pillow from downstairs?
I'm okay.
Okay.
I already went to the bathroom, got it. I don't want to like cause a scene.
Okay. Okay.
No, Maine. Spend some time in Connecticut and take the train in.
Oh.
Oh, there you
Do
go.
not ever drive into New York.
Okay.
I'm not saying I would. I'm just saying
Yeah.
I would
We
find
should
a way.
never
into-
drive
Just
into
get to New York.
Yeah, and just spend
Taking
like a day.
The train into Grand Central is
Okay.
so cool. It
Okay,
is
see-
so
Oh
cool.
yeah, that
I can get behind
would
that.
be an experience.
It's
Yeah.
amazing, and it's
Absolutely,
yeah,
okay.
it's
Yeah, yeah.
it's. I think you can take the train. Where do we used to take it from? I think it's like Stratford or something. Stratford,
On
Connecticut.
Avon?
Oh,
Stratford on Avon.
Stratford. And it's like I don't know, maybe 2 hour,
That'd
That's
be
not
cool.
bad.
like
Okay.
hour,
Cool.
2 hour, probably. Yeah, it's awesome. It is awesome.
I think
That's the
Grand
best
Central
way.
just in and of itself.
That's the
right?
best way to get into
There's
New York.
In Kyoto, the main eki, which is station, is all the local trains plus all the bullet trains in this massive like complex that has like 3 hotels in it and a department store and all this
Yes.
stuff.
Yeah.
And there's something really neat about that because there's massive amounts of people all the time, but it's so organized that at no point do you feel like, oh my gosh, you're more like, okay, I know
Dude,
where I'm going.
I
you know?
wish- I wish America would adopt Japan's just organization. Like
Yeah.
the airports in Japan
Yes.
are amazing.
Yeah.
And you can rent little like basically little beds, like cubbies.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, for a night, like
Ooh.
let's say you're in Charlotte and you need
And I
somewhere to
get
lay
stuck.
down. Yeah,
Yeah.
$5 an hour. You can go lay
Yeah.
down for like 5 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's not bad,
it's not bad.
man.
Unless you're claustrophobic,
Yes,
because
yes.
they're literally cubbies.
See,
they're about, I think they're like 2 feet by 2 feet.
yeah.
I would have at that point.
I was gonna say you probably I think if
Yeah.
you've reached that point of exhaustion, it's like, can I just lay down? I don't
The
care.
I
only
think if I
time-
ever
and it's
have,
private because you shut the door and
Yeah,
lock
yeah,
yourself
yeah.
in.
Yeah, you're,
If
it's
I-
your own pod.
Yeah.
if I have to fly in there again, I'm just gonna have to start bringing a sleeping bag.
I guess, yeah. Or like,
I'm just bound to get stuck there.
how about we just not fly anywhere near there?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The only time I get claustrophobic is if I'm in a crowd
Mm.
and I'm stuck.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
Anytime I'm claustrophobic if I'm stuck.
yeah,
If I can like move around, I'm not hot, I'm fine.
yeah.
But as soon as I'm stuck in a spot, can't move, people are shoulder to shoulder with me, and I'm like in an elevator, then I'm like, okay, uncomfortable. That's the only time.
It's like that
Okay.
on the trains in Japan
Yeah.
in the morning.
Yeah. Again, like I'm fine if I'm not.
But the train is moving. I think, so to your point,
You need
it's
movement.
Like, yeah, it's,
There you go.
There you
Some
have the
sort of
movement, right?
movement.
If there's movement around me,
Yeah.
and I'm not.
And you can look out the window and you can kind
Yeah.
of see stuff going by.
Again, it's usually if I'm stuck, like I feel cornered.
Yeah,
then I'm
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
okay, all right, I'm feeling some kind of way right now.
You're in a box.
Yeah, that's the only time.
That's like a nightmare, getting stuck in an elevator with a bunch of people.
That's why I like the steps. I always take the stairs.
Do you know, we actually got stuck in an elevator in Vegas.
Oh my god.
How long?
It seemed like an eternity.
It was an
It
hour.
probably, no, it
Probably-
probably was like 10 or 15 minutes.
But
Oh my
still,
God.
yeah, okay.
But as soon as it dawns on you, because what happened was we were like between floors, and then it stopped and it wasn't going anywhere. And then when you're like, oh, okay, guess we're not going anywhere. And then the realization hits like, we really don't have anywhere we can go.
Right.
And it appears to be malfunctioning because we're between floors.
Even if the doors are open, you're not gonna.
So, how bad is the malfunction? You know, and then of course, then you start catastrophizing, and then so as soon as the doors open and we were able to get off, I took the stairs.
Yeah.
Okay, music.
Music.
What's your go-to? Let's go top 3,
top 3?
but then correlate your song with your drive.
Okay.
You guys have been on enough drives.
Okay.
I'm sure you can come up with some.
Anything by Black Keys, White Stripes, that genre
Okay.
of music,
Okay.
I love during like the initial road trip part,
Greta.
like
Okay.
the first
Like
couple
getting
hours
going.
in. Yeah,
Okay.
I like that style.
Greta.
Greta Van Fleet for the middle of the journey, kind of get the blood pumping a little
When
bit.
we're in
Okay.
like really in the middle of nowhere, like some
Yeah.
Neil Diamond.
Yeah, Neil Diamond, Marty Robbins, like of course.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like old timey music for
Who's
sure
the
when
one
we're
it sings when you're in love with the beautiful
Oh, Dr. Hook.
woman,
Okay.
anytime we're in
watch
like
your friends.
yeah, that always gets my blood pumping too. Like if you're in the middle of nowhere and it's kind of like dead and
Yeah.
the service sucks.
Okay.
I just put on some Dr. Hook. Just-
Okay.
Yeah.
I like a little goofy.
Goofy, cheesy love stuff.
Yeah, I like that kind of
It was
stuff
like a-
too.
It's Elvis.
What about
Elvis. Okay.
Love Elvis.
What about when you visit your parents? Like, what's your go-to genre?
Chill hop.
Chill hop is good.
Yeah, especially driving in the morning with the dark turning to light. Something about that because until I get out of Dripping Springs, there's still traffic and everything. So I want to maintain but then once I'm out of Dripping Springs, it'll generally turn to, I'll do like my 80s hard rock.
Okay,
station.
yeah,
So, and then they'll filter in some Zeppelin, but then you'll get like good Van Halen, so like some good driving music. So I'll make some good time to Johnson City. Then once I turn off at Johnson City, then it becomes shuffle.
Yeah.
So that'll incorporate everything from Fleetwood Mac.
Okay, yeah.
To,
We do the
That's
same
right?
thing.
So
yeah.
like
Yeah.
that, there'll be 80s one-hit wonders mixed with like really good 70s, but not like hard rock 70s, but like stuff I can sing along to.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's where
So-
it becomes so much fun.
For us, I usually shuffle like the classics.
Yeah.
Zeppelin, Bon Jovi, a little bit of like a System of a Down in there. Just,
Okay.
just
Yeah,
to get
yeah.
a little blah, 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 you know,
Queen.
Some, of
Yeah,
course,
Queen, absolutely.
Motley Crue, like
A
Not
little
early
some
early Crew.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah.
Def Leppard.
Def
Def
Leppard.
Leppard.
for sure.
Yeah, like all the
Jesus
classics.
Priest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Just something that gets you going.
Oh, breaking the law.
Yeah.
Dun.
Yeah, always the classics
Yeah.
on shuffle.
Duran Duran.
Duran
For
Duran,
me. Tears for Fears.
Dockin,
Haircut 100.
some Dockin in there.
Dockin. We're the Dream
Yeah,
Warriors.
yep.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And it's funny because, when it's dark, the chill hop is the way to go.
Mm-hmm.
Which seems maybe counterintuitive. Like, when it's dark, it should be like, let's go. But, like, once the light comes
No,
up
no.
and there's sun, then it's like, let's go.
Yeah,
You know?
I'm the same way. If it's dark, I like
And I want to
Tame
sing
Impala.
along to it. There you
anytime
go.
it's dark. I like
Yeah.
some Tame Impala, Mac DeMarco kind of vibe. Yeah, more
Have
electronic.
you heard of Vacations?
I think so. Is it spelt weird?
No, it's just spelled like plural vacation.
Oh, maybe not.
But it's a very Mac DeMarco
kind of
kind
vibe.
of guitar sound.
Okay.
Um,
Oh,
check out a song called "Relax" to start with. But
relax. You actually send that to me because I'm gonna forget.
Right now.
Right now, break.
Well, y'all can keep talking. Sorry, don't focus.
No,
on me.
pause.
Sorry, hold on a second. Oh, sorry, that's... That was... Gorillas is good stuff, too.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, yeah,
that's a good one.
That's when it's dark. I like that one
That's
too.
when it's dark.
Okay. I'll just play clips so you can...
Oh yeah, immediately
Oh.
Mac DeMarco. Mama.
And when the guy sings, it's that kind of...
Yeah, that is.
It reminds me of the Neighborhood song by Mac DeMarco.
Yeah. Freaking out the neighborhood. Yeah. He's got a little bit more chorus on his voice, but yeah.
So that's a
I
good
like
one.
that.
Yeah, it's but all their stuff sounds like that. But that kind of stuff I really enjoy. Especially if the song has words like relax or something in it. I'm playing those cuz
Yeah.
I'm like, this is what you're supposed to be doing.
Yes.
Reminded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anytime I want to like really relax, like let's say we've been listening to the classic 80s stuff
Yeah, yeah.
and we're amped up and then we want to chill for a minute.
Yeah,
I'll usually
yeah.
go to like the Growlers, Deer Tick, like
Oh yeah, those are good.
something
Yeah,
smoother
yeah.
and just like more melodic.
Yeah.
But
I needed to relax the other day, so I played the Stampeders.
ooh,
Sweet City Woman.
Okay, yeah.
Sweet.
That's a good
Sweet
one.
City Woman.
See, there's
That's a
so
good
much
one.
music out here that I need
good.
like 8 iPods.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
for moods. I'm serious, I do. I need like one for mornings, one for afternoons.
We've talked about this, but I have to give credit where credit is due. My YouTube algorithm is on point.
See, mine doesn't know what to do with me.
It's like
I'm
you
seri-
like way too much stuff.
No, because I'll go to like, I'll
You're
go
like,
from
we
like,
don't know who you are.
I'll go from like Kendrick, right?
Yeah.
To like Marty Robbins. To
You're like, who the?
yeah, to like an orchestra, like playing a Queen cover, and then like I switch back. There's so much happening that YouTube's like, I don't know, here.
I'll get, because depending on the day,
Mm-hmm.
I'll get, like, I think I sent you Santino Surfers.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah,
But then there's a YouTube channel called The Nice Guys.
the nice
And
guys.
they're actually a band, but they promote other bands' music on their channel.
okay.
And it gives me all these like little albums. It's like an EP that's like 25 minutes, so it's like 4 songs or something. And all the stuff is fantastic. And it does not all fit into the same genre either.
Right.
But I feel like the easiest way to describe it would be, yeah, that fits, right? Like this is different, but that's different, but I like it all, you know. And so I'm like, okay, let me try that. Oh, that's really good, you know. The Atomic Blue that I sent you,
Yeah.
came from that.
Okay.
And Atomic Blue is totally different from Santino Surfers,
Yeah.
but that fell into Arc de Soleil. I think I sent you that too, and that fell into that thing too. So I'm just sitting back,
Arctic
like,
Monkeys.
okay,
Arctic
Arctic
Monkeys.
Monkeys,
That's a good
one.
classic to have on.
I'm going back to
Yeah.
505.
Yeah. Okay, pre-work anthem. What's your pre-work anthem?
Oh, okay.
You get in the car, you're up. You get in the car.
You're up.
What no pressure. What are you putting on right now?
Shakira.
Shakira? Yeah.
See,
Yeah, okay.
I always thought that your hips didn't lie, but it's good to know.
Whatever.
All right, anthem.
She's like, there's a sheep in my car.
I do the who part.
What's your
let's
anthem?
See. If I need an extra, Everybody Wants to Rule the World. That's that's probably my favorite
I also
song
like the
ever
Lorde
made.
version that she does.
That's a good one too.
It's like the build up is so dramatic.
Yeah.
It's good.
Okay.
It's good conquering.
Duran
the world.
Duran Rio, just because of the boom, 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 boom. The bass line is so good.
yeah.
And remember, I get to drive 183 to 360. So I'm kind of windy a little bit. And like kind of.
That's one thing I miss about being on Burn It. The
Yeah.
drive was a little longer in the morning, so
I
I,
know.
miss listening to more tunes
Yeah,
on
see-
my way.
Yeah.
For me, I liked it because I could sing before work and sing after work for like 20 minutes straight.
Yeah.
Like you
Yeah.
really get a warm up of like, what do you want to sing right now? Like,
yeah.
my anthem is Greta Van Fleet in the morning,
Okay.
Okay.
or Gallows Pole by Zeppelin.
Okay.
But by the time it's
yeah, it's not enough time.
it's not enough
Yeah.
time. I'm there in 3
I'll,
minutes. The song is
leave,
4.
Sometimes I'll leave a little earlier and then take the longer way, so all the lights instead
yeah.
of
There
getting
you go.
on.
I don't
There you
go.
go.
I don't get on the highway anymore.
And
'cause I
it's
wanna sit.
strictly just to listen to music.
Yeah.
In the car.
Yeah.
Because there's listening to music at home, listening to music in your car, listening to music on a walk. Like there's just different
Okay.
Vibes.
That's interesting.
Yes.
So
working out, listening to music.
Mm,
Shopping,
Picking an
listening
order.
to music.
okay.
let's say we'll compartmentalize it. 40 items or more.
Okay.
SFS. We'll start with 40 items or more SFS. And I'll explain my reasoning for asking this question here.
Okay.
As soon as we're done.
Like,
Oh, why is my tongue making noise?
like I'm picking the song right now.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. Like
scan through the cart.
You're scanning the cart. It's go time. Boom.
Like you're
You've been told that you need to pick 4 batches in the next 2 hours. And
I
you
think
need
I would
some
start
next
out with some Fiddler. Get a little rowdy. It would
Okay.
start out rowdy.
Okay.
Right?
yeah.
And then I think it would hop into. Ooh, this is hard. Decisions. It'd start out rowdy, and then I think it would get into like more of a blues rock
Okay.
at the end.
Okay.
At the end.
I like
I would
that.
totally start with Kickstart My Heart.
It just.
That's a
I mean,
good
yeah.
one.
I would
man,
just
but
be
it's
like-
hard to keep it going. Because like
But then I would put on some like really like hyped up Latin music as well.
Okay.
That would keep you going.
Okay.
Mhm.
And then maybe some rap.
So when I'm doing
Yeah,
when I'm
yeah.
doing
Like,
inventory
fun
audits,
rap.
that's why I was asking, because when I'm doing inventory audits, I feel the same need to like get going. So I like in
Do you have your music
for
playing
backroom
out loud?
audits, I take my phone with me and I put it in my back pocket.
Oh,
I'm in
you're,
the
you're
back.
David.
Not suspect task, not on the floor.
Probably why you can't
But when
answer
I'm in the
walk.
back,
Yeah.
right? So like She Sells Sanctuary is what starts it.
Mm.
You know.
Mm.
But it's the long version, and in the long version, he goes, hey, 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 and I'm like looking at the shelves, hey, 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 and I'm like, here we go, and then,
And you're in.
and I'm in, right? And so that's a good one. That's
That is
a good one for that.
I
you know?
really like that.
Yeah.
That's good.
And then if I'm in a.
And then when I get towards the end, burning down the house by Talking Heads, because I'm completing my task.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ah.
You're like
I've got just the HBA stockroom, burning down the house. I'm finishing it off
Yes.
strong.
Okay.
Yeah.
If I'm in a OPU,
Mm.
my go-to is usually like harder rock kind
Yeah.
of stuff.
Yeah.
Like Avenged Sevenfold will come
Okay.
up.
Okay.
Afterlife is one of my all-time favorite songs. Don't know why, but that one is
Have
like
you heard of a band called Dragon Force?
yes. Okay,
what is
through
that?
the fire and the flames.
That's the one! Yes.
Anytime
The drums on that are sick.
have you seen the YouTube videos of people trying to like recreate
Yeah,
that
it's
song?
incredible.
It's
Play
and
that right now.
we honestly should.
You really
We can
should.
always edit this part out
Because
I know
know
YouTube.
what that is.
Well,
I know-
It's pretty incredible.
Okay.
It's pretty incredible.
You guys are
And I'm
really
gonna put it
hyped
in
up
the
about
speaker.
this.
It's pretty incredible.
I'm ready.
And
So
have I
the-
told you about Sleep Token? Okay, well,
So the
Coming
first
down
time I heard this song, I was
picking an OPU order.
no, I was
You were 5 years
I
old.
was probably
No,
like
It's not that old. God.
probably 6th grade, 5th grade. I was on the bus.
Oh wait, I've heard this.
I've played this for you, I'm sure. This is one of my favorite songs.
Imagine doing a lip sync to this.
It's so fast. It's just incredible. And the people
Just
doing
blast-
the drums
Oh my god.
are silly. Have you seen the Asian girl?
Yeah.
She's incredible.
Yes. That's one of my
But yeah,
favorite
that's-
songs.
I like that. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's
Dragon
Paralyzed-
Force.
It's very operatic.
Yeah.
Which is weird to use operatic
No,
to
rock
describe.
opera. That-
Yeah, yes.
I
okay,
That's
love
the genre.
rock
Yeah.
opera.
Yes.
Any kind of rock
It is.
opera. And then
Rockbra.
rock bra. rock bra.
Or
And
could
then
it be opera rock?
and then Ballroom Blitz.
Oh, yes.
Ballroom
okay.
blitz. Ballroom
And then
blitz.
another one is Paralyzer.
Yes.
I'm the paralyzer.
That's a good
I'll
one.
start my day off with
Deep
that
Purple
sometimes,
Highway
too.
Star.
That's a good
Oh,
one.
that's a good
what?
one.
I'll start off
What?
my like drive with Paralyzer
That's
sometimes.
it's a perfect song.
or walking. Yeah,
yeah.
that's a good one.
Okay, guilty pleasure.
Okay.
Britney Spears.
Imagine they're like Britney's back, bitch.
Toxic. I
Driving
know.
home after work, and I don't do this very often, but when I do, it's called Dos Equis. I don't drink beer very often, but when I do, well, not at all. That's the commercial, guys. Don't worry.
Calm down.
I'm walking after midnight. Something about the drive
Oh.
home. After getting done, you lock the front doors,
Chilled.
say my goodbyes to everybody, and then just have that. And
Yeah.
it's just, by the time I get home, I am so calm.
Yeah, you're just like
Zen. Oh, yeah.
Come
Yeah.
at me like
Something about the way she sings that song.
That's a good
and
one.
it's just got that kind of la 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 la.
See,
la 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 la.
if I'm trying to get like nostalgic,
Yeah.
I'll go into like my childhood,
Okay.
like preteen to teen years, and that's Miley Cyrus, "The Climb." It's just a beautiful song.
I'll give it that.
Yes,
There's no other way to put it.
I
Don't get me wrong, some of her songs I'm like, whoa, no.
I do love. I
But
love me some Miley.
I like Miley.
Miley's my girl.
She's got a beautiful voice.
She does have a beautiful voice. Demi used to had a really like she's like all the powerhouse ones, and then they just went like way too poppy and they
Well,
don't
record
use-
labels
yeah,
push
they don't
you.
use like the power that they have is incredible, and they just don't use it.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think
It's
that
shameful.
we should make a note of this, because this would be a whole nother conversation to have about art versus the sale.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like where does that divert?
Like as
I mean, 'cause
Because I
annoying
feel like. Go ahead.
as annoying as like Ariana Grande can be, what she can do with her vocals is insane.
Yes.
Right. Well,
Yes.
that's a lot. That's most singers.
Yeah.
They get put into a
Katy Perry.
bucket. Right.
Yeah.
There you go.
You and I have talked about part of the reason we love what YouTube. So like the good of technology versus the bad. And for me, one of the many good things is YouTube giving a platform to these nobody bands
Mm-hmm.
that develop a really rabid following.
Mm-hmm.
That if you throw the name of the band out, people are going to be like,
Who?
Who is that?
Who?
But the people who know them are like, oh, no. That's every day I listen to them, and they make a literal difference in my life, kind of thing. And
Yeah.
there's such an opportunity for anybody, really, to find an audience. And I think that's a really neat aspect
It
of
is.
that.
That's
If you have
the
a
good
couple of friends and you guys play instruments, you can get your stuff out there, and you will find people who will love and adore you.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
And here's the
it's-
thing, like, let's say you get 5,000 views on everything that you release. That doesn't mean you're making bad things. That means
No.
that you're not the mainstream algorithm,
Completely.
Yeah.
which I think you should feel good about that.
Yeah.
Unless you want to sell out and be the pop song. You want to be that summer vibe.
Yeah.
Like, that's fine. I'd rather be like 10 people's summer vibe than like a million people. And
Yeah,
now I can't
well,
even go outside.
There's
because,
something, I think there's something very familial feeling about, like when I share stuff with you, I know this is not stuff that everybody's listening to.
Oh, yeah.
And as a consequence, it's like, oh, did you like that song? Cool. Probably not a lot of people have heard that. Well, most of the stuff I send you is probably pretty popular in Europe because, like, Saib is from Morocco, I believe, and then some of the other stuff. But, like, that's not the people who enjoy lo-fi and chill hop and stuff in the States. I'm going to go out on a limb and say are people I probably would get along with really well.
Absolutely.
You know, and so you kind of, it's like, this is my niche.
Mm-hmm.
This music exemplifies how I want my life to be, and I feel like the others who listen to that. And so to expand on what you were saying about, do you want to have 10 views or do you want to have, absolutely. I'm making something, and you've said this from the beginning, I'm making stuff that I enjoy making, one.
Mm-hmm.
Two, I'm making it because I want to make it.
Mm-hmm.
So then once it's out there in the ether, anybody who likes it, that's what makes it cool. Because I made this out of a labor of love, and it's getting responses because it's a labor of love. Not because I hit you over the head with it 400 times in an hour on
There you
the
go.
radio
Playing at your
station,
work.
right?
Yeah.
30 times a day.
Yeah.
You're like, fine, I like it.
Actually, I don't ever say that. Okay, there was that one time. But,
Well,
yeah,
anytime that
It was
business...
the Kelly Clarkson song, I know.
2 times. Okay. I'm sorry. The Whistle song by One Republic from
Okay.
Top Gun.
Yeah.
That's kind of really good.
I like One Republic.
Yeah.
That's, I just talking about the one song.
I like some, like a couple of
They
their
have
songs.
some good melodies.
Even some Coldplay. I can do some
hate
Coldplay. sometimes.
Coldplay. I don't know why. My brain shuts off
I
when
can get
Coldplay is
into-
on.
Some of their songs.
Yeah, I'm not saying they're bad. This is why.
Like I would have to be really like in the mood for one, like if their song came on, like oh, like I'm like almost reminiscing the song.
Okay.
But I'm never like I want to listen to some Coldplay.
Yeah, that's
and
what I'm
One
saying.
Republic.
That's what I'm saying. Nobody sits down and they're like, "Let's put on some Coldplay, guys. Like, let's get this party
Let's
going."
get wild.
Like nobody's ready
But
for that.
that brings up an interesting question.
Yeah.
What is a band that you have good memories of
Okay.
and maybe you don't return to,
Oh.
maybe even anymore, but they were very important at a particular time in your life? The reason I say that is because I'll tell you my Coldplay story. And because I myself am the same way, not really going to decide to listen to Coldplay.
No
Now.
one's getting pumped for
But
Coldplay.
Tower Records, this would have been 90, whenever the first album Parachutes came out. And I was at Tower Records, and they were playing it in the store. And I was like, who is this? And they're like, some band from England called Coldplay. This is before Yellow even was a popular single.
Yeah.
And they were just playing the album. So I didn't even hear Yellow. I heard Parachutes and I heard one of the other ones. And this is really good. They were like, oh yeah, we have like 2 copies. I was like, well, I'll take one. I went home and listened to the album. These guys are phenomenal. And then Yellow started becoming a thing. I was like, okay. And then second album, and I was like, all right. But just the first album at that time,
That was the lightning.
you know, was lightning in a bottle. And then I've since moved past that. But they have a very specific place in my heart.
Right.
And if I return to that album, I will achieve the same feelings that I got when I first did it. I just don't have to go back to that album very often.
Yeah. No,
Okay,
fair.
Your turn. Do you have
Well, I was just gonna touch on like, as soon as you turn your sound into a business, right? Like, let's say
okay.
that lightning in a bottle happens, and a record label's like, recreate that, man. That's awesome. We can sell millions of your copies.
Nickelback.
Okay, so now you're Nickelback, but you have to understand they did hit lightning in a
That's true.
that was
multiple times.
wild.
Yeah.
That was a wild
We all
ride.
just want to be big rocks.
That's I think there was probably like 3 years where Nickelback was on the radio all day.
Yeah.
All day. And to turn that sound, that lightning in a bottle, to chase that lightning and to keep your sound as a band, you're gonna get boring.
Yep.
That's just it. That's what happens.
Hatred.
Well,
Yes.
okay,
Yes.
yeah.
Vitriol.
And that, yeah.
Metallica. Here's another one. Okay, Metallica
yeah,
did
yeah.
the same thing.
Yeah.
They're trying to chase that lightning in a bottle. You can't.
Yeah, I can't.
And
do
isn't it odd?
Metallica.
That on the flip side of that conversation are bands that got lightning in a bottle, got signed, and said, we're going to do what we want to do. And they make an album
But
that's not the same sound,
okay,
but it's very creatively important to them.
the arrangement's different, right? Yeah.
And then everybody's angry at them because it's not the lightning in a bottle sound.
Green Day did that.
Even though
I liked their new
you
stuff.
can't
though.
recreate, for the most part, lightning in a bottle. Case in point, here's a band I'll throw out there that fits in that category. Steely Dan.
Yeah. Yes.
Every Steely Dan album is an amalgam of a lot of different styles.
yeah.
But it keeps it fresh because it's not the same
Well,
sound.
imagine if he did the same sound. Nobody would listen to his music.
Completely. The
Because-
Doobie Brothers.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they adapted, they brought in what they saw could be an opportunity. But that's the thing. Now you're riding on your own bet.
Yeah.
Because now that record label can either drop you or you just aren't going to make it.
Yeah.
You know, there's like this sword that you're laying on.
Which, oh, you didn't get a chance to share. I'm sorry.
I don't know. Continue.
Is there a thing?
Well, no, like what
Yeah, would be a
band
band that
that started out great, like lightning in a bottle sound, that really either made your 14-year-old self, 18-year-old self,
5'7".
what was great, but then you didn't return to it.
Yeah. And do you even have a band like that?
I don't know. I can't think of one right now.
Okay.
I think I'd have to well, I probably took them out,
Okay.
and if they come back, then it's that.
Okay,
and
yeah.
then
Fair enough.
maybe not necessarily a band, but a singer, like Adam Lambert.
That's fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
That's a good one.
That is a
Adam
good
Lambert.
Yeah.
Like when his stuff comes out, I'm like, oh yeah, and then I'm like, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. That's enough
Yeah.
of that.
That's fair.
There's a lot of, around like when his stuff was coming out, there's a lot of singers, like those one hit,
Mm-hmm.
those one songs that when you hear and you're like, oh, that song that was from
Well, I
this,
mean,
and then you
look at-
tie it to
Right. And then look at
memories, and then you're like, I don't need to revisit that song.
yeah. That's
yeah,
fair.
there was
That's
a
very
lot
fair.
of songs like that.
That was well explained as well.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of songs like that, a lot of singers at that point in my life
Well, Queen,
that were
remember
like that.
that? I mean, Queen.
Yeah.
Hello.
Queen.
Yeah.
Who's Queen?
Queen. When you have Mercury going, I'm going to go solo.
Yeah.
Doesn't work.
Everybody was like, no,
Yeah.
where's Queen?
Not everyone can be Beyonce, you know.
Yeah, well, yeah, there
David
you
Lee
go.
Roth.
Ah.
I mean, first two albums. Well, I should say first album. Brings in Steve Vai, brings in Billy Shannon on bass.
Yeah.
Like literally an all-star band. And that first album, Eat 'Em and Smile, huge.
Amazing.
Then I think the third album was Skyscraper, which had Just Like Living in Paradise and some other really good ones. And that was kind of the zenith of David on his own.
Yeah.
And then people were like, what about Van Halen again? You know.
Yes.
The thing that's cool about Hagar is Hagar was big solo, and then you combined him with Van Halen. Like, it was backwards, but it was like the smart way to do it.
Yeah.
Instead of, oh, look at me, I'm not with my band anymore, but I'm awesome. It was like, I was awesome. Now I'm with a band. You know? Which is
Okay.
pretty cool. But yeah, I think Steely Dan's like a prime example of an ability to
A lot of people don't like Steely Dan.
Yeah.
Which I get. There's a certain...
It's very esoteric.
Yeah. There's a certain
And
taste.
I think it's very, not to step on toes here, I think it's very cerebral.
Okay, yeah.
And for someone such as yourself who's very musically inclined, I can only imagine how enjoyable it is because of how intricate all the
Yes.
construction of the songs are, and how you're using the best studio musicians available, and how everything is so concise and perfect.
And when you can tell that when you pull it apart, you can tell that it started one way, and then the musicians that he had come in were like, "Hey, I want to do something like this," and he's like, "Do that."
yeah, yeah.
You can tell that he's like, "Do that. This isn't my song. This is our song. Let's go. Like, let's make this."
And I think that's super cool.
Yeah. Anytime that mentality comes out of a record, because you can hear it. Metallica, their stuff, you can tell that they're like, no, this is what's written, this is what we're doing.
Yeah, yeah.
Instead of like, well, what if we push out of that? Just for a second. We
Yeah.
can bring it back.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like seeing somebody take an outline and then throw it out the window.
Joe Jackson's album Night and Day was a really good example of that, I think. It had Steppin' Out,
Okay.
Another World.
I don't think I know that one.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on a second.
Speaking of Metallica,
Go ahead.
there's a song I like. It's an instrumental one with bagpipes and violins. I showed you this one. It starts off with Shipping Up to Boston.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And then it goes into Enter the Sandman. It's really good.
Ooh,
It's actually really good.
That's a good
I can play that one
mix.
next if you like.
I think we should. Oh, sorry, this is my favorite commercial. I love it. We're sponsored.
I'll get mine ready too. I should have it saved actually on my YouTube music.
Joe Jackson is she really going out with him? But this is... his drummer...
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
I've heard that.
And it's... I just love the construction, but to your point, it's like, okay, what do you want to do on the drums? Because you can tell that...
Yeah. Well, it's got the Latin jazz in it, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's got the rock.
And that's a female drummer. And then he also had a regular drummer, but then he had, her name is Sue Hajopoulos or whatever, and she's been doing stuff like with everyone. She's like one of those studio musicians, just like in demand all the time. But her and then him, he played piano and arrangements and everything. And you can kind of feel, I feel like that song is exemplary of what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Like, give me something Latin. Sweet, I'm going to play piano over that.
Yeah.
After you get going, I'm just going to add to it.
See-
Instead of, no, I need it to be like this.
Right.
And only this.
Right. No, because that happens so often. Because, again, you're chasing that lightning in a bottle
Yeah.
moment. And you're like, no, it started out
Lightning in a
like
bottle.
this. Yeah, basically.
Not like a genie in a... Oh,
But drums is a big part of it.
yeah.
Heck
Like,
yeah.
you can't get lightning in a bottle doing the same beat, doing the same style, doing the same genre.
Yeah.
There's no lightning in a bottle there. You gotta.
Call this podcast "Lightning in a Bottle."
Yeah, we could.
That's not bad.
That's not bad.
Write that down.
Write that down.
Okay, what do you got?
Okay, I've got Goddesses of Bagpipes.
Okay.
Oh,
All right,
okay.
are we ready? It's okay. Oh wait.
I can feel the ironing.
Oh. That's fantastic.
And
That
then-
will get you going.
That
it does-
absolutely.
It does shipping up to Boston, and then like towards the end, it goes into Enter Sandman.
That's great.
So
That'll
like
get you.
imagine starting your day off with that.
That might be the
Going
OPU.
in-
That might be the OPU.
That might be.
anthem right there.
I love starting that song.
I actually-
like that better than
Yo,
shipping up to Boston.
Black Friday. Okay, when I get in there,
You're going to be wearing a
midnight,
kilt
yeah,
and you're playing that.
at midnight,
yeah.
I'm gonna have my speaker on my cart, and that's gonna be blasting.
You're gonna wreck David's world.
Caleb,
David's gonna
can
be
you
like-
switch to 3? I'm in the middle of a poll right now.
What do you want?
I cannot do it.
All you hear in the background is.
INF is going the wrong way.
It's going the wrong way, and I'm taking it.
Oh,
Listen, can you switch to 3, please?
I'm down in a Guinness and produce.
go to Ford, bloody hell.
I don't think I'll make my cutoff time. I don't have all the items. Switch to 3.
Put Drunken Sailor on after that. What will you do, the Drunken Sailor? What will you do?
Well, and the thing that's cool about that is very reminiscent of the Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh, absolutely.
The Caribbean.
Yeah, Pirates of the Caribbean.
Well, yeah.
No, I
Song,
no,
you know
that-
the theme song for the movie. Mm-hmm. It's got kind of that.
They're drunken sailors. For,
Can we just go on the record? I want to go on the record right now and say that Pirates of the Caribbean is just Fast and Furious with boats. Thank you.
Okay.
That's not bad.
Okay.
Who's
The
Vin
writing
Diesel?
and directing of it
Who's
is.
Vin Diesel?
Oh, that's a good question.
I feel like Keira Knightley is Vin Diesel.
That's accurate.
Get yourself a
think
Keira
it is.
Knightley.
I think that Jack Sparrow
Is
is.
Isn't she in a new movie?
who?
Keira
Knightley?
Knightley.
Oh, I don't know.
I think she's in
Probably.
something newer.
Doesn't
I was just surprised
Jack
to
Sparrow's
see her.
actually Jason Statham.
drunk Jason Statham.
Oh my god!
That's good. That's
They should
good.
do a skit, all of them.
But no, you know how
SNL. Let's
and then
go.
Orlando Bloom is The Rock.
Okay,
Yes!
yeah.
Oh my
There you go.
gosh.
Skinny rock. He's a skinny rock. He's a pebble. He's the pebble. Okay.
Oh my goodness. Pebble, the Pebble.
You're never gonna watch that movie the same again.
I'm already kind of wrecked.
Okay.
Only because the way that
Shipwrecked.
No, Fast and Furious, right? Like
Yeah.
something impossible happens to get them out of a sticky situation, right? And then you look at Pirates of the Caribbean, and it's
Something
the
impossible
same,
happens
it's
to get
the
them out of a sticky situation.
And then
the
you have
same
Mission
thing.
Impossible.
Oh, without boats. Well, there's a couple in there.
I feel like the one major difference between Mission Impossible and then Fast and Furious and Pirates of the Caribbean is Fast and Furious and Pirates of the Caribbean understood that we could not take them completely seriously because of the fantastical nature, whereas Mission Impossible sticks to
Oh yeah.
trying to be realistic, which I admire them for. Like,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like we're telling you a story and you're going to believe that it's very true because it probably is very close to true, but we're not going to err on the side of the fantastical. We're going to give you stuff that in your mind you're like, this could really happen.
Well, and then
instead of I just flew a car off of a cliff
and grappled onto another
skydived
cliff.
and
And we're in space in a car.
Yeah.
Anyway,
We're racing a plane.
yeah, because everybody does that.
And then
You hop on the plane from the car. It's crazy.
I think Tom Cruise doing his own stunts kind of proves that like the directing of it is like, hey, let's try and make this not just a movie.
Yeah.
Tom Cruise's height is crazy.
Yeah, he's out there. He's a short king living his life.
Can't believe this.
Is Tom Cruise 5'7"?
They make him taller in the movies using angles. So.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, he's actually a very small man. The hair adds like 2 inches.
It's got to.
And the eyebrows too. So.
I mean, if I get my fro out, I'm like,
oh, dude,
I'm like 6'3". Yeah.
You're like 7 feet tall. Put your platforms on.
Oh, geez.
There you go.
Yeah. On Halloween, I was Barbie.
You should be the Taylor Swift ambassador.
Oh my God, we didn't send Matt pictures of me dressed up for Halloween.
Oh my gosh.
I know. What the heck? Okay, let me show you.
Hello. God. There was only like a month ago.
Yeah, seriously.
But you should be the Tay-Tay ambassador. Imagine him in his Barbie outfit selling Tay-Tay. I don't know what this is.
Oh, wow.
He's gorgeous.
That's pretty impressive.
He looks
It's not bad, right?
gorgeous.
It's not bad.
His makeup
pretty
was
impressive.
on point.
Yeah.
He looked beautiful.
That is pretty
I
impressive.
did his eyebrows.
The
He was
pants were
gorgeous.
tighter than I thought they would be.
There was a lot
There was a lot.
coming out.
I was like, uh-oh.
And he was like, how do I like hide this? I'm like, there is no hiding
I know.
that.
I was like, should I
That's going to be out all night.
should I put a sock in there and just like keep everything in one spot? I just didn't know what to do with it.
Why is your left thigh bigger than your right thigh?
What you got in there? Is that? What
And
is
you're
that?
like, thank you.
You got him.
That's so good.
Oh,
So, yeah,
my
I-
tummy rumbles are going now.
Oh, are they?
I think it's...
¿Tienes hambre?
I mean, a little.
Are you hungry?
Oh, okay. Hombre.
Hambre.
I mean,
Hombre. H-A-M instead of H-O-M.
Yes. Yes. H-A-M-B-R-E.
Hombre,
Oh,
but
no,
hombre.
hombre, not hombre.
Man, that's like Japanese. It's like
Tienes.
Just
switch
that
the
little
E to an E, and all of
Yeah.
a sudden it's like,
And then
you want to kill me?
Yo tengo
No, I was saying I'm
hambre.
hungry. What?
Yeah. Okay. That was a lot of music talk.
I'm,
I liked
well,
it.
and I'm afraid I took us off on a tangent.
No, that was perfect.
Okay.
That's what we're
We
here to
like
do.
tangents. So
Yeah.
I like participles.
All right. So playlists.
Okay.
What do we want? What do we want to create for people?
Well,
What style of playlist do we want to create?
I think we should have the Latin aspect is
Of course.
absolutely imperative.
Oh, of course.
Let's utilize your classic rock and White Stripes.
we didn't even say Green Day.
that
I
kind
mean,
of stuff. We
it
talked
was
about Green Day, but it was in a different context.
it's a given that Green Day is on a road trip for sure.
That's
People gotta know.
Oh, they'll know. They'll know.
It's provocative.
It's not though.
No, I'm just kidding.
could be.
Gets the people going.
I think we could break 80s into new wave
Yeah. Okay.
and
You need the
rock,
chill vibes
right?
in there.
So like
End with chill vibes.
like
Yeah.
Motley and Judas Priest and everything is in our one column. Then like our Tears for Fears, Duran Duran, New Order kind of stuff will be in another column.
Need some
Plenty
pop
of
in there.
lo-fi for night driving.
Okay.
Should we have any like? Do any of us even listen to anything that would be considered modern
Pop.
that people know about?
Oh.
I don't. So I'm just gonna throw that
That's
out
me.
there.
I'm that category.
Okay, yeah.
I listen. Well, I don't listen to like the stuff right now. I'm not a big fan of what is
Yeah, right now it's really dry
It's
out
really-
there.
Yeah,
it's so dry.
It's
like
like the
the
Savannah.
lineup for ACL,
Yeah.
like all those people.
Well, right now,
Charlie, XCL.
everything is hip hop based, which is good. Hip hop is great, but
It's
if it's the same lyrics and the same hype, the same vibe,
it's weird now.
Yeah.
every song,
Every song is the same.
I'm okay.
Like my girly pops from like early 2000s. Heck yeah.
I'll give
Early
you that.
2000s,
I'll give you
I
that.
think, was kind of the height of like modern sounding music. That
Yeah.
was like when it really everything
You know
pinnacle.
what else we didn't even talk about? That's
What?
good on road trips. Is some good grunge. Early
Oh!
90s.
Yeah, that's a
like
good
The
one.
Sword?
the.
Have you heard of The Sword?
I don't know if I've heard of this.
I'm gonna have to send you some of
Okay.
it. That's like that's
You had killer eyes when you said
Mother
that.
Love Bone.
It's so good.
Temple of the Dog.
Yeah.
So pre Soundgarden and Pearl Jam.
pre Soundgarden
Um,
was amazing.
I mean, Nirvana, but that's kind of.
That's the
I
thing.
like the. I like the Seattle. There was some really good. The Rembrandts. There was some really good Seattle stuff that.
See, I never got into them.
Paul Westerberg.
Yeah.
La, 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 la,
Yeah.
la, 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 la.
I was
like
more
Mother Love Bone for sure.
I was more
Hendrix, you can throw Hendrix in there because
Of
he's
course.
Seattle.
yeah.
So you're allowed.
Well, he's just another classic
Yeah,
that
that's true.
it never gets old, really. Like a couple songs I'm kind of worn out on.
There are some songs that have kind of, but there's so much good stuff that doesn't ever get played.
I know. He's
That's
another gem.
really- yeah.
And you could tell
But
that
there was some really good grunge.
Mm-hmm.
Like the first Soundgarden album,
Lightning in a
magnificent.
Bottle. That was
Alice
Lightning.
in Chains
Yes.
was like,
Holy crap.
incredible.
Premise.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's another good one.
I mean, that. So for me, because I was right when I was senior year of high school and then graduating high school, was when all that blew up. So I got all that plus a bunch of really good English bands that were so like Oasis.
Yeah, English bands have been killing it
and-
since day one.
Yeah, and some other stuff. And I just had all that. Plus, since I'd only been back in the States for about a couple of years at that time, all my friends were introducing me to all the 80s music that I had missed out on while I was
Yeah.
in Japan because I
Yeah.
just didn't know to listen to it. So I was doing catch up on 80s.
Like the pop
yeah.
and then the olive branches
the
that
one
came
hit
out.
wonders mixed with like your really musically inclined bands mixed with heavily synthesized bands mixed with of which
Grand
there's a
Funk.
plethora. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Grand Funk. That needs to be on the day drive side.
The Guess Who?
Guess Who? Yeah. Okay.
No time. No time.
There's
I've
just
got
too much. There's too much.
No time. Yeah.
Don't
I
bring
just
me
went back to them.
down.
Yes.
That-
Yes.
Yeah, that would be
Yeah,
Dayside
that's a
Drive.
good one.
ELO.
Yeah. Yeah. There's too many. Honestly, there's too many.
there is,
for
really.
road trips. So we'll have to categorize it,
yeah.
right? We'll have to be like day drive, pump,
Yes.
like pumped up.
Day drive, calm,
Yeah.
OPU, start the order.
yeah.
Going to work,
Yeah, going yeah.
walking,
The pre-work.
like
Post work,
post
calm
work.
down,
Honestly, we're going to have like 20 playlists.
as we should.
Well, yeah.
We'll fill them.
Again,
There's
I want
different playlists for different activities.
I know.
God.
Okay, all right, one last one.
Okay.
A sexy playlist.
No. Outs
Sexy
Actually, we should get to that one in a little bit. But
I don't know how to be sexy, so I don't have a sexy life.
all right, so
Okay, all green.
all right, what about
Okay, Teddy Pendergrass.
you come out with a whole list. You're like, all right, here it is.
Actually, I have thought about
I have
it.
them all.
I read in a book that had to do with sexiness, and this is what they recommended. So that's what I'm going to tell you.
And here's my presentation.
And here's my presentation.
All right, what about you're outside?
I'm supposed
Here's
to
my
drop
32
voice.
slide presentation on how to get a woman.
It's only going to take
Tecton.
one slide, though.
All right, go to songs.
Remember our slide presentation? We have
Oh.
to revisit that.
Yeah. No, that does need to happen.
We do need to.
Only because I feel like a lot of people
You
can
showed her this?
a lot of people can relate to this, especially
Yes.
nowadays.
Oh.
Yeah, we're gonna have to figure that
Write
one
that
out.
down.
Yeah. That one is written down somewhere in my notes.
Oh, absolutely.
But okay, last playlist.
I gave
Um,
you my heart.
What's your go-to if you're like cooking out, you're outside, it's the sun's kind of setting,
Oh, man.
and you're with a couple friends. Like you're just hanging out, making some food, maybe grilling. Maybe it's like a holiday kind of vibe.
Amy Winehouse vibes.
Yeah? Okay.
And yeah, and then some specific Latin songs that aren't too hyped up. They're like
Mm.
they got a good
Good rhythm to it.
Good, I'm sorry, my words came out.
Steel drum music.
Okay.
Like Bahamian, Caribbean
Yeah.
type stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Just,
Okay.
Oh,
yeah.
Bob
Bob Marley.
Marley.
Well.
It's like Romary or something.
I mean, if it's that was our go-to for like late night, just
Yeah.
hanging out,
Bob Marley.
being us.
Marley's
Amy
Marley's a good
Winehouse.
one.
Marley's a good
Marley's a
like
really good
just I want to sit down.
World
Yeah.
music type stuff. Like the Kokoroko I sent you has a
Yeah.
bunch of good stuff.
Okay.
I like
Wow, ropa vieja.
the drumming aspect of like African music. I'm very drawn
yeah.
to.
Yeah.
Along with like the woodwinds and everything that they usually bring into it.
Mhm.
That kind of full
Like
a Tower of Power kind of feel to it, but with that native drumming aspect.
Oh, I'm thinking of like.
There's a great song that the Talking Heads did called "Nothing But Flowers."
Yeah.
That utilizes a lot of that
yeah.
with the guitar, but then the horns are I like that kind of stuff.
Mm.
Yeah.
See, I like that because the drums, like that's the heartbeat, right? You got the heartbeat going. And then the orchestral, like, it feels like a, I don't even know how to explain it. It feels like you're in a bubble almost.
Yeah.
And the drums are on the outside.
Keeping you in the bubble.
Yeah, like showing you what's happening in the bubble. If that makes any sense
It
whatsoever.
does. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's what it feels like.
Mm.
I love it.
Yeah.
I like feeling like
I feel like the drums also sort of tell the story, and the instruments just fill in the details of the plot.
Right.
Like, you know,
Like the supporting actors
Yeah,
of
like,
what's happening.
here, let me throw in some guitar, because at this part of your journey, almost like it's a journey, and the horns and the guitar are stops along the journey, but the drums are the road. Ooh, I like that. Right there.
That's yeah. That's exactly how I
Yeah.
picture it.
And you can hear the cultural aspect of those things. I think I feel like, and this is no slight on American music, but because we're an amalgamation of a lot of different cultures, the music feels like it fits in that category. When you get specific to like a country, you get that heritage feel.
Yeah.
That's like, this is established and has been this way for
Like
a long time.
the lightning in the bottle that doesn't really
Ever.
dry out,
Yeah.
so to
It's
speak.
continued lightning. Yeah.
Yeah.
Never loses its spark.
It's
Yeah, there you go.
it's just a light show.
It's a light. It's a lovely little light
It's a
show.
light show.
I
that
like
to be-
lights.
I'm
I like
a
staring
fan
at
of
lights for a while.
And and then staring away, and then they're still in
I'm
my
like a fly,
eyes.
you know? I just love lights. I put a firefly up my butthole so
Oh
my
my-
farts can glow.
Why? Why? Have you seen the campaign?
I'm not.
You should.
You should watch the campaign.
Okay.
It's so good. Zach Galifianakis, Will Ferrell.
Oh,
That's all you need to know.
Okay, that is all. I
He
need
lets
to
me
know.
touch his old lady's titties. I put
Okay,
peanut
then.
butter on my nuts.
I touched myself to Drew Carey on The Price is Right.
Okay. I will have to check that out.
You need to watch that movie. Actually, I own it. You can just have
Okay.
it.
That's
you
our
can-
world right now.
Yeah. It feels like that.
If we had Texas
Literally.
candidates.
No. Idiocracy. I watched it like a couple weeks ago or like a week ago, and I was like, we're really close to this.
Yeah. Oh,
Electrolytes.
scary close.
It's got electrolytes.
Gator. We're gonna run on Gatorade.
We're close.
Yeah.
We're close.
Yeah.
It's getting scary out here.
Gatorade and pap. Pip.
Pat.
Pip.
Pip. You want a piece of pie there, babe?
Minnesota, yeah.
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 Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What's that movie?
One of the other guys is
Fargo.
kind of funny
Yeah.
looking. Oh yeah.
That
Yeah.
movie's so good.
She is beyond brilliant in that movie.
I love her.
Like,
He's a righteous dude.
Yeah, just Frances McDormand is incredible in that.
Perfect mom vibe too.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Like just the spinning image.
Yeah. I should say the best parts of Mom,
There you go.
right? Like without any of the stuff that you're like, love ya, just want the best for ya.
Mm-hmm.
Just want you to do good out there.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
The feel good moms.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But don't do this.
All right. Last subject.
Okay.
What's your go-to seasonal movie for starting off the holidays?
Elf.
Okay. Elf.
Die Hard.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Yes, that's another one of
we
ours.
gotta get Die Hard this year.
Yeah.
But you know, one that doesn't get mentioned as often that gives me just as much feels.
Christmas Vacation.
Scrooged.
Scrooged.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. See, I like Christmas Vacation. And
Christmas Vacation
and
is
Elf.
great.
It's just
And Elf is fantastic.
I like- Yeah.
Something about Scrooged though,
that's
like
a good movie.
it's that I love the idea of it's a redemption story, literally, right?
Mhm.
And at the end, and Bill Murray's really good in those roles. Groundhog Day is the same way. It's essentially Scrooge, but during February,
Right.
because you get a chance to redeem yourself. And
Mm-hmm.
that's, even if that's not reality all the time, it's neat to know it's possible.
Ooh, a movie that like kind of relates to that topic of like that band or artist that, you know, when they're like Coldplay, you're not searching for it, but when it comes
But
on,
when it happens,
You're
you're like,
like,
oh, okay.
Santa Claus gives me that.
Ah, yeah. That is.
Santa Claus is that. Like I enjoyed it as a kid and like but
Same.
but I wouldn't want to watch it.
No,
again.
I wouldn't rent it.
Yeah, no.
I wouldn't go out
Like
and
if
be
it came like if somebody put it on, I'm like, "Oh yeah, it's this."
Mhm.
But yeah.
That's a solid one. That's
Yeah.
like a good, it's almost like Hallmarky, but not at the
Yeah.
same time.
They made way too many versions of that movie.
They sure did.
It was too much.
I like Coco.
And then the robotic. Oh my gosh, those things were so creepy.
I
They
mean,
were
yeah.
so creepy.
Yeah. But
Yeah. I like the action Christmas that they're coming out with now.
yeah, they're starting to go
less,
into,
Like a badass Santa. You
what's,
know?
what's
the new one that's coming out with Chris Evans and
I want to watch
and
that.
The Rock.
we
yeah.
got to see
And
that.
then what's
Yeah.
that other one? It came out last year, I think.
David Harbour
I
as
think so.
the Santa that has that like is stuck in the house with all the people trying to rob it or whatever. Yeah,
Mhm. That's a
Yeah.
good one.
Bad Santa.
There Will Be Blood.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a good movie.
Black Christmas. A little dark.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
I don't think I've seen.
I don't
Black
think I've seen that one
Christmas.
either.
So the original version was 1978, directed
Yeah.
by Bob Clark.
Okay. Did-
Group of sorority girls during Christmas in a sorority house on campus, but everybody's left for the holidays, and a person picks them off one by one. But Halloween is generally given credit for being the first, but Black Christmas came out like less than a year before Halloween did, and John Carpenter has admitted to stealing a lot of
I believe
that
it.
for Halloween.
Okay.
I mean, it's Christmassy.
It's all festive. You know
It's
what I'm
got red
saying?
colors.
Wow.
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
all over
Gotta
the
paint the
walls.
town red. And the halls. And the bathroom.
Oh,
All right, favorite Christmas song.
don't you ask that.
Favorite Christmas song. You got to boil it down to one. When you hear it, you're automatically Christmas mode.
Oh, the weather outside is frightful.
That's a good one.
Santa Claus is coming to town.
For me, rocking around the Christmas tree.
Oh, that's a good one
Oh,
too.
that is a good one.
Rocking around the Christmas tree.
Yep.
I also like the Beach Boys,
Oh,
Little Saint Nick.
yup. Little Saint Nick. Yep, that one's good. Ooh.
Santa Bring My Baby Back to Me by Elvis. Santa Bring My Baby.
It's
I
a
don't
good
need a
one.
lot of presents. Make my Christmas white. I just need my baby's arms wrapped around me tight, oh Santa. Hear my plea.
Oh,
I haven't
White
heard-
Wedding.
Huh?
That one. Not for Christmas.
Oh,
but-
it's like, wait, what?
Huh?
Yeah.
Does Billy Idol have a Christmas song?
I can't imagine.
White
Frosty
Wedding.
the Snowman, hurrah!
Frosty the Snowman.
I never liked that song.
I never really cared for that
I
song.
never
either.
liked it.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed
Moonlight in
Reindeer.
Vermont. Moonlight in Vermont.
I don't think I know that
Frank's,
one.
there's a Frank Sinatra
Oh!
version.
I know the
that's-
Frank
yeah,
version. I don't know.
That's really good.
There's another one?
There's an instrumental version of it done by Tommy Dorsey and his orchestra.
Okay.
Circa like 1946, 47. Right
Wow,
after the war.
okay.
Wow.
That is magical.
All right. I'm going to have to look that one up.
Okay.
Yeah, I used to fall asleep to it. It was so good. Like, it would just be like,
Yeah, like a hug.
yes,
Okay.
like a sweet hug.
La, 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 la,
All right, so what's the one Christmas song y'all can't do? Like when it comes on, you're like, all right.
Mariah Carey.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. And we know the answer to this because everybody
Feels the same.
Everybody has the same answer. I want to know who's listening. Kyle, you know my friend Kyle back in Florida?
Yeah.
He loves that
I know
song.
Kyle.
He loves that song.
I like when Big Juicy puts it on at work for the truck, and it just lights up their world.
It does?
Yeah,
I'm
Antonio
like-
starts cracking up,
I get exhausted when that song is on.
and then Daniel's just like,
Drink a beer, Daniel. He'll be okay.
Yeah.
God bless Daniel. Big
All right.
Juicy's.
Yeah, the Mariah Carey, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's everybody's answer to
All
that.
I want for Christmas is you.
Yeah, I could throw up when that song's on.
Oh my God.
Because I've just heard it too many times.
Yeah,
I'm like,
it's-
ugh.
It's overdone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. We'll
Well.
end it on that.
That's a good one to end it on.
Shitting on Mariah Carey.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas.
And a Happy New Year.
Hoo-ah!